So once you've decided on the fuzzy yarn that you're going to use, the fun fur yarn, right, then there's various other yarns you're going to need to make your troll. This is the one I've chosen to make the one that I'm going to show you. Alright, and this has got lots of different colours in it. It's not a problem, you can get ones with just one single colour like the blue one here. Okay, but when you've got lots of different colours, you've got to make a lot of decisions about the other yarn, colours of the other yarns you're going to use. So you have your fuzzy yarn. Now, to make the basic body, you work the fuzzy yarn along with a normal, in this case, double knitting weight yarn. Alright, you do that because it's much easier to work into the stitches because you can see them more easily when there's another yarn alongside it. The fuzz comes out on what I'd call the wrong side of the fabric, but that's fine. So this is sort of the wrong side here that you can see, and the other yarn you can't really see it once you've got the fuzzy stuff coming out. As you can see, you could maybe go right down to the sort of roots, as it were. Maybe you can, I can't even see it there. Okay, so it's the other yarn you use shouldn't show up. However, I would certainly pick a yarn that matches well with the fuzzy yarn that you've chosen. So obviously if you have a single colour fuzzy yarn, choose another, in this case like a blue yarn to go with it. This one's got some purples and a bit of blue and a bit of orange. I think there's more purple than anything else, so I'm going to pick a purple yarn. Okay, and I'm going to match that with the fuzzy yarn. Okay, so when I work those together, we shouldn't really be able to see the purple yarn. Okay, but it's slightly less visible anyway because it matches, at least parts of it. Alright, so that's the one we're going to choose for that. And then we need to choose a yarn for the face. Okay, the face and the feet. If the yarn you use to work alongside the fuzzy yarn, you think that's going to look good as the face, then just use that one. Okay, that's not a problem. But if you want a different one, use a different one. In this case, I'm going to pick up on the orange in this and use an orange yarn, a nice sort of light tangerine colour. Okay, so I think that's going to make a nice colour for the face. The idea of these trolls is that they're brightly coloured. I mean, you could make them in browns or greys or whites or whatever, but personally I just think they're fun using the nice bright colours. Alright, and then the only other ones you need, the colour you need, is for the horns. Alright, and you could choose two different colours if you want, or just one. In this case I'm going to choose two. I'm going to have two different blues. So it's not going to be too much contrast in the stripes on the horns, but the darker blue goes with the darker blue in the fuzzy yarn, and then the lighter blue is a little bit of contrast. Okay, so that's what you need. You'll also need to make a decision on eyes. Alright, generally most of these have got 13.5mm eyes. Okay, the big blue one has got 12mm eyes, so that's the measurement across there. Okay, so I think, and I mean, you know, you can try different sizes if you like, but I quite like those sizes. I quite like the larger eye on the smaller troll, but you know, that's got larger eyes as well. So you know, if you have a selection of eyes to choose from, take your pick. Okay, but otherwise I'd probably say about 13.5mm. Colour wise, again, you just want to see how they match with things, and so I've got some choices here. So there's the fuzzy yarn, there's what's going to be the face, and I've got a brown eye and a blue eye and a sort of amber eye, and I'm honestly not sure which one is going to look best. So I'm personally going to wait until I've made a bit more of my troll and then test the eyes out and make a decision then. Okay, but you know, if you can, make a decision now. If you can't get hold of eyes like this, I haven't tested it, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't just crochet the eyes. Just crochet a round of black and in single crochet, and then go around the outside in whatever colour you want, and then just sew it onto the face. I don't think that would be a problem. Okay, and as well as eyes, all these little guys have got a little black nose, and there it is. You can find the details in the pattern that will tell you the sizes you need for the small or the large one. Again, if you can't get hold of one of these, then just use some black yarn and just sew a few stitches to make a cute little nose. Alright, okay, and you'll need all the normal sorts of things you need to crochet with. You obviously need crochet hooks. In this case you use one size for doing the fur and the face, which is a 4.0 millimeter one. Okay, and then a smaller one for the horns and the feet and the base. That's a 3.5 millimeter one. But again, all the details are in the pattern. Okay, and you'll need normal things like a darning and a needle to sew things together. You'll also use, it's used to have good to have quite a blunt needle to tease out the fur so that more of it comes out from the stitches, which I'll tell you a lot more about later. All right, but you'll need stuffing to stuff them and so on. A stitch marker, which just a piece of thread is fine to use for that, a bit of cotton yarn or something. That'll be handy too. Okay, so hopefully you can find everything you need.